In this video, we are once again lowering the tone at Cambrian Classics Ltd. All the lovely vehicles have been parked outside, like this bay window camper, while this heap gets some new metal exhaust, because it's actually not its first time here. What did we find on its first visit?
Well, we had a quick look at the gearbox, because you were saying that it's pretty noisy and bearing-ish.
It was getting
on the
noisy.
road.
Yeah, I've got some clips of that I'll try and drop in.
Okay, you joined us in the 500,000 mile plus Picasso. We're just headed to Carmarthen because the idea is that we're using this as our daily runner.
Yes.
And we seem to have a mysterious noise.
So we filled the gearbox back up.
Yes.
It essentially was completely empty, because it's meant to take, was it 1.8 litres or something? And it took...
Yeah, it's meant to take 1.9. Yeah.
1.9, okay, and it took, well, 1.8 litres, so there was basically an empty gearbox.
Yeah. And have you got the device to hand that we had to use to fill it up?
Yeah, it took a long time.
Yeah, I should have recorded this, but
with these,
one of those days.
you can
with me.
try and fill them through the breather, but the breather's absolutely solid on top of the gearbox.
Yeah, stuck.
So we had to use that.
We were doing a shift system, because you do it for as long as your thumbs could take, and then swap over.
I've got an oil suction pump, but the level hole was very narrow, so that we couldn't couldn't use the big syringe to do it, and it was in an awkward place. So, but that was about the only option we could do without having to take arch liners out.
Yeah. But
do all sorts,
while it was up on the ramp, we did notice the exhaust is
broken.
Yeah, quite iffy. Yeah. So we'll have a look at that. I will say the gearbox is now much nicer and much quieter with actual oil in it. So there you go. It does make a difference. But
shock horror.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that job myself, but I just had the feeling this would be much easier on a lift.
Access was really difficult to get to the level hole.
Yeah.
And as I say, to fill it through the top was just, even with big pliers on it, it was just absolutely solid.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's not the end of the driveline woes. We've also got this little clip. Something. Something is not entirely happy in the clutch department. Okay. So we're not entirely sure what that is, but for now, we're going to crack on with the exhaust. So as we move underneath, there are some interesting modifications to the exhaust, but that has completely gone through there. So yeah, that has
completely split there.
Yeah, that is hanging on.
Wrap a bit of bodge around it.
Tape or something, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not actually helping. And this bracket here on the axle's broken as well.
Yeah, so that's not ideal. And then we found a slight leak of exhaust gases, which was mentioned on the MOT, but presumably that tape was brand new when it went for the MOT. And yeah, that repair has not lasted. So we're hoping to replace, is it from that clamp there?
Yeah.
Back to this clamp here.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's as easy as that.
Nothing's ever easy.
Nothing is ever easy, no.
This is the replacement, first of all.
Does it look right? Oh, don't look far off.
No.
Grand.
Apart from it's missing the holes, it looks good.
We do not need speed holes in the exhaust system. I've also got a couple of tyres, because this one's getting a bit low, a bit close to the tread wear indicators. That was mentioned on the MOT as an advisory, but it was low, not a fail. It's just that you're going to have to replace that, but it's getting quite bad on the outer edge. So we've got some new ones to go on there. And up front, this tyre has cracked quite badly in places, even though it's only a 2018 tyre, so it's not that old.
It's not as easy to see with it being wet, is it? But when it was dry the other day,
you can see the cracks quite badly there. So we're going to get that one replaced as well. So just to clarify what goes on with this car, it belongs to Ashley, Palmdale Motors, and he's paying for the work we're doing today and the oil. He's sent a couple of tyres that I'm going to get fitted, and I thought I'll pay for the fitting, seeing as I'm getting some use out of the high mile Picasso at the moment. But yeah, hopefully this will be a nice, easy job.
Did
I say that out loud? Right, typically the first bolt is not wanting to come undone, but before that point we are going to just tighten up this exhaust.
It's a bit of a bodge, but the steel bracket's wrapped around the axle, and it's cracked in the front there, but there's just nothing left of it to weld, so not quite long enough. just to stop me pulling on it and breaking the mounting completely.
Of course, I don't have any Hubnut cable ties. They are available. And this would have been an ideal opportunity. Marketing fail.
Yeah.
And I will also say that this sort of bodgery is not Tim's usual fare.
No.
But nor is
it hurts me to use a cable tie, but...
nor is working on Xsara Picassos.
That hurts too.
Yeah. And of course, we can't talk too much in detail, but you've also been helping out some other fellow YouTubers in this area.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, Monica the Volvo at Whiteland Restorations is refusing to play ball.
Yeah.
So I'm aware you've made some recommendations and hopefully...
Yeah, went and had a look at it, and we understand the problem now, so...
Yeah.
A few parts, and all will be revealed shortly, I'm sure.
Yeah, let's hope so. We need to see Monica on the road. Maybe not today.
Oh, it's not the day today. No. It is gross outside today.
It is not the season for beautifully modified Volvos.
No, it'd be a shame on that nice paintwork.
Yeah. It is the season for battered old Citroens instead. And of course, it just makes them a joy to work on when the water's dripping in your eyeballs. Well, there we go. This bodge has been ruled insufficient because we've still got a fair bit of movement. So plan B coming up while we let the penetrating oil try and do its thing. Maybe it'll free off. No. No hope. Plan B is afoot. Yeah. Oh, that's better.
Cable ties weren't strong enough.
No. Oh.
By torch. Yeah, so it's much stronger. Push against it.
Kind of replicates what it was anyway. It was just a steel strap, wasn't it? It's just rusted through on that side.
Yeah.
Grand.
It's not the most beautiful solution, but got to do what you can.
Yeah. So now to continue our fight with this one. The front clamp, thankfully, is starting to undo. This one is very happy there. Well, that's one way of doing it.
Fixed.
Yeah, that was not very good, was it? Oh dear.
Huh. There's hardly anything underneath that clamp.
Oh, it's nice now I've been driving around in that.
That flange is all strap.
Lovely. To be fair, Tim did tell me that I should be very careful about driving around in this car. And I just realised I'm talking to the light and not you. And I still went and did 200 miles this weekend. Not entirely intended, some of it. Miss Hubnut got stranded at Machantla by awful rains, so I did have to go and rescue her. But yeah, that's quite rusty.
Wine. Really?
This is, I mean, so much more satisfying than working on old MGs, really, isn't it?
There's so much spring in the clamp.
Just like it there. Ah, there we go. Ta-da! It's as easy as that.
Undo 2 bolts and remove.
Yeah. Sometimes sparks are the only answer. They never put this bit in the Haynes manual, do they?
What to do when they're old and solid.
Yeah. Deaf to old exhaust clamps. And it's as easy as that. It's never easy. We have made some windscreen wiper improvements as well, but how well did that go? Let's check out this little clip. Right, another bit of Picasso news. We have fitted new windscreen wipers. Proper non-aero windscreen wipers, because they're juddering like crazy. They're still juddering! That's very irritating. I just paid £20 just to have extra juddering. Stop laughing. Blooming cars. Well, I must admit, I've never even heard of Z-Tex tyres, but that's what we have a pair of on past the Picasso now. Still doing extraordinarily well. Now with 510,000 miles on the clock. We clocked that up last week, done about 200 miles just over the past few days. So it really has been busy, and it really is surprisingly joyous to drive. There are things I don't like about it. and I will discuss those in a future video. But for now, we've done a little bit of maintenance just to keep this car going a little while longer. Having looked at the sills, I'm not sure how next year's MOT is going to pan out, but I do hope this car gets more love, because it just feels like it wants to live. It's such a willing car to drive, and I'm pleased to report that the new windscreen wiper blades do seem to be settling in a bit and are getting much quieter, which is nice. Previous aero blades would chatter every single wipe. So there we go. Pasta Picasso lives on. Thanks as ever to Tim for doing some sterling work yet again on one of the heaps that I'm currently responsible for. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Farewell. Oh, been to France at some point. Did it wear a personal plate?